to the channel, and today a book haul of only hardbacks. That's right, I've got, I don't know, 15 to 20 hardbacks down here that I picked up in the last month. Quite good prices on most of these, so I'll go through these now, starting with the cheapest to the most expensive. Now, Virginia Woolf is a author I'd like to get into in the future. This is an illustrated anthology of her life. It's only £2. I just picked this up to do a bit of like a background reading and maybe have it as a companion piece for the future. Next, some classics I got For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway in this little hardback here. This was about £3 posted, so it wasn't too much money, you know, less than $4. Right, the rest of these in this next few are all £4 or about $5. The Diary of Samuel Pepys. It's kind of old, beaten up, you know, kind of 100-year-old hardback here. The next one I've got is a classic, H.G. Wells. I've got a few of these little smaller hardbacks by H.G. Wells, and this one is a Time Machine, again at £4 or $5. Next is Philip K. Dick, The Man in the High Castle. These are the Masterworks hardbacks. You know, they're fairly cheap hardbacks, but I really like the presentation of these, and at £4 you can't really go wrong with some Philip K. Dick. A book I already own in paperback, but this copy here of 20,000 Leagues Under Sea, I really like this. There's some beautiful end papers and illustrations throughout. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? You know, just for £4, it's worth picking up a hardcover edition. House on the Borderland by William Hope Hodgson is a bit of a rare one, and when I saw this hardback, I had to pick it up because I'd never see this in the wild ever. So for £4, that was definitely worth picking up. So I was in a charity shop and I found this, The Day of the Jackal, in one of these kind of old library style hardbacks. This was £5, but I thought it was definitely worth it. It looks nice on the shelf, and it is a story I'm interested in reading. Brave New World by, how do you say this? Aldous Huxley. Aldous Huxley. I can never pronounce his name properly. But this is a very kind of influential sci-fi book, and one that I'm really interested in reading. Another influential book is Moby Dick. So another at £5. This version of Moby Dick. I like these little hardbacks. I'm really into these at the moment. So I've got a whole shelf of these things, and I'm really into this. The Everyman's Library. So they have the old black and white versions, and they have the newer, the kind of red and gold. This is a black and white cover of the Age of Innocence, a story that is again for a project I've got coming up. Now they get a bit more expensive. The next is a signed copy, first edition of Essex Dogs by Dan Jones. This cost me £6, but it was definitely worth doing. I am really interested in reading some non-fiction, and Dan Jones would be at the top of my list. And next on non-fiction, I have The Rise of Rome. This cost me £6.50, but this can often still cost £20 to £30, so I was happy to get that for £6.50. It is in very good condition, so a few more left now. So as you may know, if you've watched the channel, I really enjoyed Shogun by James Clavell at the start of the year, so I picked up Taipan. I've got a really nice old hardback here, very good condition. It did cost me £9, but I think it was definitely worth it because James Clavell is clearly an author of high quality. Back to Dan Jones' small non-fiction. This is probably the book I want to read most by him, Power and Thrones. It's really about the kind of history of the throne of England over, you know, the hundreds of years, and this is one I'm really interested in reading. It cost me £10, but it is a signed first edition, so very good to have that. And then lastly, for the non-fiction, I have The Last Samurai, which is about the life and times of the last we wouldn't call it not living samurai, but the one that's still stuck to the old rules. He helped revolutionize the Japanese empire, but also became like a rebel against the emperor. Yeah, the movie Last Samurai is kind of based around this, and I was really interested in reading this. It cost me £12, but it is kind of harder to find this one. And then finally, a surprise pickup. Now this wasn't so expensive. It's only cost me £5.50, but I really wanted to read some Shakespeare, and I managed to pick up The Globe Complete Illustrated Shakespeare. It's a lovely old leather-bound edition. It has absolutely everything you could want. Any kind of notes or annotations, any kind of illustrations, every single play, everything you could want. The whole Shakespeare, it's all in here. It cost me £5.50. It was an absolute steal. You can't go wrong with this much Shakespeare. I mean, this thing is enormous. So, I'm just tired just having lifted that. Let me know about any hardbacks you picked up recently, any you're particularly proud of, any special editions or signed copies. I'd love to hear about them in the comments below.